are uncertain times. Peace and harmony really has become a tall order. Just about so many people are anxious. The world is going through a phase where so many people are dealing with problems like depression. What really is the way forward? What really should be the way forward? There is a name that is synonymous with peace, harmony and calm, and that name is that of Sri Ravi Shankar, the founder of the Art of Living Foundation, who is in fact joining us today for a very special conversation. Thank you so much for your time, Gurudev. Pranam. I want to begin by asking you, like I said at the very outset, these are very difficult times we're living in. Every person that we meet is sad and anxious. What really, Gurudev, is the way
First of all, I would
forward?
like to tell you something. Let us not generalize and eternalize the problem. You know, when we feel few people are sick, we say, oh, everybody is sick. Or we say, oh, I always get sick, I always get nervous. If you are always nervous, you can't even feel it, you know.
You
So,
don't realize.
first of all, we must not see the problem as too big that we lose all our enthusiasm to tackle it and we get into depression because it's too big, you can't do it.
Why is everybody so worried and anxious nowadays?
This is common. See, challenges do come in life, but we must know that we do have the strength to handle it. First of all, if we lose that confidence that we can handle this, then it becomes even more difficult. So my advice would be, first of all, no, we have had bigger challenges like this. This is not the first time we have had challenges. We had challenges before also. We had the coronavirus when people were so scared. We were under lockout. That was a problem. And the war situation has happened, is happening in the world somewhere or other. So in these times, first of all, we must see that we will be able to find a solution. This determination, or what we call in the sankalpa, that we must keep, number one. Second is, take some time for yourself to reduce your anxiety level. For that, pranayama will help a lot. You know, our breath is connected to our emotions and state of mind. This we forget. When we are happy, we breathe differently. When we are agitated, we breathe differently. So you can't directly deal with the mind. It's so abstract. But there is something which is neither abstract nor concrete, that's the breath. So pranayama and meditation will help in ways which you can't even think about, unimaginable.
You know, but the problem is that a lot of people think that meditation is this thing that they can't do. You know, they can't sit still, they have thoughts in their mind. Many people believe that it has to be a clean slate. How can it be a clean slate? And isn't that a myth?
Right. It's natural for people to feel that way because you sit for meditation, all the thoughts come in your mind. You don't know what to do about that. That's why you need to learn how to meditate. You know, meditation is not an exercise to focus or control your mind. Most people think meditation is concentration, and so they try to
Concentrate.
control the mind and concentrate, which doesn't happen. Concentration is a byproduct of meditation. We must know that. So, meditation is a conscious relaxation. And there are so many meditation teachers, and there are apps in which guided meditations are being given. You know, I have made lots of guided meditation, 300 and all. One Sattva
So it
app
is not
is there.
as complicated as people think
Not,
it is.
not as complicated.
How important is
What-
it in
see-
the times we live in?
Yeah, very important because there are hundreds of research work which has happened about meditation, how it reduces the anxiety in a person, how it can bring down the cortisols in our blood chemistry, how it can help remove the stress hormones and all that stuff. So I would say we must sit and do some meditation. First of all, do some pranayama, breathing, alternative nostril breathing and Bastrika, and then sit and relax, and if you meditate, it will take care of your state of mind, and also physiologically you feel stronger.
I also want to ask you, everybody, seems to focus a lot on physical health, that I'm unwell, I need medication to fix it. But mental health is mostly ignored, brushed under the carpet. It's not just in India, it's there all over the world. You think it's time now to take problems associated with your mental health very, very seriously and to accept it?
Absolutely. This is the reason um, in last year on December 6th, 193 countries of the world came together and announced World Meditation Day. Because the world has realized it's meditation which can tackle the mental health issues that we are facing. You can't, if 50-60% of the population is suffering from mental issues, you can't feed them all Prozac or the antidepressant.
Absolutely.
When there are solutions which are much more natural, which are time tested, which people have experienced throughout the world, then those things should be adopted. And this is what is happening around the world.
Right.
For example, see in America alone, there are 145 universities, as I know, who have taken this and they give credit for these programs. Many of them give credit because the anxiety level, as you say, is so high in young people.
I just keep wondering that I feel that in India, and we are a country who've given yoga to the world, but we don't fully understand the benefits of these things that have been a part of our ancient heritage.
It was before,
And
but now
people are
the things have
awakening.
changed. Yeah, things have changed.
Tell us a little about the importance of yoga. We have the yoga day just around the corner. I want to ask you.
Yeah, this is the 11th year,
Yes.
11th International Yoga Day.
Yes.
And our Honorable Prime Minister has taken this step, and he has made sure that he himself sat and did the yoga, and since then, it has inspired a lot of people to join, and it has become a mainstream narrative now, not just in India, all over the world. Yoga, they say, many people think it's just a physical fitness
Stretching.
and stretching. But yoga is never complete without meditation. So, if you do proper yoga and add meditation to it, you got it.
I also want to ask you, often during Yoga Day, and we commemorate Yoga Day year after year, there is this thing about attaching yoga to a particular religion, that it's associated with Hinduism. We'll have many other people of different religions opposing it. They'll say, we'll not never do Surya Namaskar or Chandra Namaskar. It's not our religion. How do you look at this?
See, you just observe a kid from the age of 3 months to 3-year-old kid. You don't need a yoga teacher. A kid anywhere in the world, they do all the yoga postures. The way a kid breathes, that is pranayama. They breathe through the belly breath. If you observe children, the way adults breathe is much different.
Shallow.
And children, they are crying, next moment they are able to smile. Their mind is so much present. So, though yoga was conceived by the great rishis of this country, it doesn't mean it belongs to only one particular religion. People of any religion, any caste, creed and nationality, they all found health benefits in it.
Right.
So, you can't simply say it belongs to some religion, so we can't go into that. For example, Ayurveda. Ayurveda, of course, is part of the Vedic tradition. And if you say, oh, because the gooseberry is good for immune system and it is from the Ayurveda, I will not touch it. Doesn't make much sense.
It doesn't, but unfortunately that seems to be happening. Just give us a message why everybody should do it. It's got nothing to do with religion.
Because it is universal in nature.
Yes.
It's universal in nature. Whether Ayurveda, yoga or any other discipline which beyond the boundaries of nationalities and culture or religion, beneficial to human race, we must accept it.
You know, Gurudev, we also live at a time when we have another silent epidemic. I would like to use the word silent epidemic because I think most of us don't even understand the problem associated with this. The phone, media use, children as young as 1 and 2 are using the phones. Firstly, parents have no boundaries, then they don't know what to do. You know, tell us how dangerous is this device? And countries like Australia have banned the use of social media in children below the age of 16. You think this is something that India should be looking at?
Absolutely, absolutely. Very young children, their nervous system is still developing, and if they get addicted to mobile or screen, you know, when you are looking at the screen, do you know something? The latest research that they say that part of the brain which is responsible for creativity starts shrinking because you don't blink. When you talk to someone face to face, you blink. That's a natural thing. But if you are gazing at the screen without blinking like this, that is causing big damage to our parasympathetic nervous system. So, necessary for children to be kept away from the phone, or if at all you have to give them, limited time must be um, assigned to that.
That consciousness is not there just yet. Many other countries in the world are looking at it, but India, by and large, a lot of people don't understand this.
No,
I presumed again.
yeah,
Right.
I think that's why a big voice need to be raised. It's sheer ignorance. When parents know that this would happen to their children, they will wobble, their nervous system will be affected, then they won't. Because this awareness is still not there. And I'm glad you brought this point up. People who are watching this, they should all stop their children below 10, 15 years
From
from touching the
mobile
phone. Yeah. Even screen time, other screen time, they should limit them.
Your video went viral where you were working out. So tell us a little about how you work out apart from yoga. You're also going to the gym. You're hitting the gym nowadays.
Yeah, I used to do much more, but
Okay.
with my hectic travel schedule, it has come down. But whenever I'm here in the ashram, I have free time, I do it.
You know, talk to us a little about a recent discussion that is underway on work-life balance. I want to ask you, hustle culture is what all of us are into. You know, people talk about the fact that 70 hours is in a week you should put in. Forget about your family when you're working. Let the nation progress. You know, how harmful do you think this is? You know, this normalizing hustle culture and not taking time for yourself, not taking time to just wander off,
If you
sit
keep
down with
driving a
yourself.
car without filling the petrol in it or giving it for overhauling, it won't last for too long. You must say the work-life balance is very important. It's not that how many hours you put, how many hours you are there mentally present.
Right.
You know, many times people are in their office, but their mind is elsewhere. They can't draft a simple letter. And it takes them for 2-3 hours to draft a letter. That means the quality of time that they are investing in their work is not good.
The message is that work as important as your family and your time for yourself, not just your family.
Absolutely. You see, you can't fill the petrol in a running car.
True.
You have to stop the car, fill the petrol, then you can run. So if you say, I have no time to fill the gas in my petrol in my car, that means you are going to stop in the middle of the road.
True.
So you must take time for yourself. Deeper rest you take, dynamic you will be in your action. You know, it's what you accomplish, not the hours you spend. You know, if you have uh, good energy with you, if you are very dynamic, then whatever job someone else can achieve in 7-8 hours, you can do it in 3 hours, 4 hours.
So just going to office is not everything in life.
No, it's not the
Spending
time,
70
the
hours is not enough.
quality,
Is not good
quality
enough.
of work. And quality of work will suffer if you don't take time for yourself. You know, you are sitting in the office, but your mind is at home. And what good it is for you? You may say, oh, I'm working all day. You know, it's one thing is working hard, but to work hard or work smart, you need to see that your energy level is high.
You know, we are in nature, okay, and this is a beautiful ashram, and I have to tell you that I feel relaxed just by coming here, in spite of the fact that I didn't get good sleep last night. I just want to ask you, doctors all over the world are now looking at nature. You know, the prescription says, be in the nature. How important is that? We seem to have forgotten that this is where we were mitti se aaye hain. And to reset our systems, we need to go back to nature, but everybody seems to have forgotten that.
Not everybody,
Okay,
again.
okay, not me for sure. Most of us,
Yeah,
isn't it?
you know, we should start to enjoy small things in life. You know, that itself uplifts our spirit.
True.
Spend some time with the nature, spend some time, you know, gardening and listening to music, especially people who are more, who have lot of left brain activity, like lawyers and accountants, chartered accountants. I recommend them, you know, because the whole day they're thinking about numbers and left brain activity. They have to balance that with the right brain activity. So listen to some music, go and appreciate the flowers in the garden. You know, spend some time and spend some time with yourself. What is your true nature? You know, sit and relax and see who are you. This question one must ask oneself, who am I? You know, that very question can clear the cobwebs that are around our mind, and you feel so much at peace with yourself.
You know, nowadays I do see, because you said, you know, spending time in nature is so important, and we seem to have, you know, this is important for us to reset. But a lot is said about the fact that, for example, earthing, walking on the grass barefoot has got no, you know, no science behind it. Some people say that. Especially, there would be many allopathic doctors who would talk about it. Why do you think we need to go back in time and see that this is what we did?
I
The
want to tell you an
Yes.
incident. In 1980, I brought together the Ayurvedic doctors and then the allopathy doctors together on a
Okay.
platform just to see that how we can see Ayurveda from the eyes of allopathy.
Okay.
You know, the Ayurvedic doctors said turmeric. Turmeric, they said, is Vayosthapan, that it arrests the aging. You know what the allopathy doctors then said? This is 1980 February, I am telling you.
Okay.
And they just winked at me and said, these are all superstition. Said turmeric, it's only a pigment. It's only a pigment, it's only color, it has no food value. But after several years of research, you know what they have found out now? That is true. Turmeric is in fact anti-aging properties. So we should not brush away since something just because it is old,
Exactly.
or cannot take something as a gospel truth just because it is new. For example, butter. They said butter is very bad for heart patients. This is what a concept which a whole generation believed and they died. Now, you must have known, a decade back,
Yes.
Time magazine cover page was butter is good for your heart patients. Now they say butter is very good for heart patients. So, science is also evolving. We can't be fanatic about anything, I tell you. You know, we have to embrace life with an open mind. Whatever we do, we need to keep that open mindedness.
You know, I want to ask you, because I cover medicine. Alternative medicine is something that needs more research into, more exploration, more opportunities for them to present their case as well.
Correct,
Don't
correct,
you
correct,
think so? And
correct.
there is no dearth in India when it comes to, you know, options for alternative medicine. We are a country where herbs, and this is what was used by Rishi Munis, you know. So this is the time for us to reflect
Yes.
and go back on what we did generations
Yes,
ago.
yes, yes. The thing is, it needs documentation, and that we are doing here in here, Bangalore. in our ashram, we are doing the research work. More research need to be done, though we know it need to be presented to the world in a more authentic, fact-based research, schedules, and that is necessary. But we have seen, Ayurveda is a great science, and today world is accepting it. Unlike what it was 10 years back,
Right.
they would just brush it off. Today, situation are different, and thanks to the government of India, they have created a separate ministry for it, Ayush ministry, which is encouraging people and also standardizing it. ऐसा नहीं कोई भी जड़ी बूटी निकाल के कुछ भी गोट के पिला दे, ऐसा नहीं हो रहा. Today there is a system for it, and this system is what being appreciated by scientists around the world.
At the outset of the conversation, I said you are synonymous, your name is synonymous with peace and harmony. But look at the times we're living in. I want to talk a little about Operation Sindhu. You've spoken about it in the past, saying that ye zarurat tha. This was the need of the hour. We don't stand for violence, we don't stand for hate. But this is something that had to be done.
Absolutely.
Just tell
See,
us,
that
how have the last few weeks been, in your opinion, from the point of view of India taking on a huge step like this, sir?
no, see, terrorism is an enemy of mankind. Not just our country, even Pakistan has suffered because of terrorism. And in that case, when there are hubs of terrorism that is being sprouting or growing any part of the world, we must go and teach them a lesson. And I think the government of India has done the right thing. It's not against the people of any country or religion. It should not be confused with. We are against terrorism. We are against something that is destroying human values, that's destroying humankind. So in this sense, Operation Sindhu was a wake-up call for the people. Please don't, we can't take it lying down, you see. When some terrorist is killing innocent people
And religious profiling, Gurudev.
with religious profile, one cannot take it simply lying down. They have to take the right action, and that has been done. And I'm glad that sense has prevailed on both sides. We have come to an understanding now. There is a ceasefire, and more dialogues are coming up. And this is the most wonderful thing. Otherwise, we could have gone like what is happening between Israel and Palestine, because the leadership here has understood the gravity of the situation, and the talks have happened, and that's a very good sign. I would say this is the best thing that could happen.
I also want to ask you a lot. India is a country which is considered of, the land of Gandhi, where non-violence, ahimsa is our core principle.
Absolutely, non-violence is our core principle.
Yes.
That doesn't mean that you allow a heinous crime to continue or happen.
Right. You also spoke about the fact there is a reason why in our scriptures, and we see our our gods and goddesses with a flower in one hand and a weapon in the other. Just tell us, what is the significance of it and what is the symbolism?
देखिए
Gurudev?
Mahavishnu, see in Mahavishnu's hand, is one hand there is a disc, another hand there is conch. Conch is a sound,
Yes.
that is dialogue.
Right.
Conch signifies dialogue.
Right.
And एक हाथ में गदा है. In one hand there is gada, the mace. The mace indicates heavy action. In another hand there is a flower. If through conch and flower things don't work, then you use Sudarshan Chakra and the gada. That is, in any sense, action with dialogue and with, both are necessary. On one hand, you have to persuade people, make them realize what they are doing. फूल कमल का फूल का यही है कि प्रेम से बताओ, प्रेम से समझाओ, पास लेके करो. बट वो नहीं समझते तो कौन जोर से बोल के समझाओ, वो भी नहीं चलता है तो ज़्यादा ले लो।
My last question to you has got to do with a lot of people facing anxiety during these times. Many people have been asking ये कब खत्म होगा, war कब खत्म होगा, फिर से शुरू होगा, क्या वो फिर से अटैक करेंगे? And it genuinely affects a lot of people. This is real. Wartime anxiety is real. Hostilities, anxiety during this time is real. What's the solution? What's the way
देखिए
forward?
एक बात है, अभी मिडिल ईस्ट में जो हो रहा है, वहाँ जैसे मैंने कहा फूल और शंख का भूल गए, माने डायलॉग और एक सौहार्द की बात वहाँ भूल गए। वहाँ सिर्फ गदाई चल रहा है, मगर हमारे देश में ऐसा नहीं।
जी
We are good in mediating, we are good in creating the dialogue, we are good in understanding each other's problems and each other, and we are very good in changing the narratives. वो नैरेटिव नहीं, अभी हम दूसरा नैरेटिव पे चाह रहे हैं, इसलिए मैं कहूँगा कि आई वुड से इन though the problems are there, challenges are there, don't even say it's problem. I always recommend people to say it is a challenge. So when there is a challenge, you are ready to take it up. If it's a problem, you get bogged down. Number one.
okay.
प्रार्थना से और प्रयत्न से हर काम सलट सकता है. So either through prayer or through action, you can take care of your state of mind.
All right. Thank you so much for speaking to India Today. Thank you so much, Gurudev, for your time. Appreciate it.